Isn't that how you do it?
No.
No? You do it more like
all the way around.
All right. My lips feel very hydrated.
Moisturized.
They're very moist.
Ew.
They're very moist.
I hate that word.
Oh.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. Okay, now I can't see. Hello, everybody. It is Sunday, which means it's Sunday Live Haul Day. And we were just using our new eBay branded
Yep,
eBay branded lip balm that we got. So we were just at ASD today. I love it. If you guys follow us on Instagram, we were hanging out at ASD. I went to ASD. She's been a few times, but I went this last March, and eBay had a table there, and there were like a handful of people there from eBay. And Teresa and I were like, "What's the deal? You need some more eBay peeps here." And so Teresa, she taught a class then. She's doing like a workshop or class thing this week. No, Tuesday.
Sorry.
On Tuesday. And she was hanging out at their table today. And so we went and joined her. And we were helping to hand out swag. So we have our awesome eBay lip balm. We were also giving out T-shirts. We got eBay. What's it say on the back? You can check on eBay. It's supposed to say, "Did you check eBay?" But apparently whoever made these shirts.
Marketing fail.
But whatever. It's better than having nothing on the back. So yeah. So if any of you are out in the Vegas area this week, you definitely should stop by for ASD Market Week and see all the cool stuff.
Hopefully you registered in advance, because it does cost $45 once the show has started, but it's free if you register in advance.
If you register in advance, it's free. Of course, we're already here in Vegas, so it makes it a lot easier.
We always register.
But you should definitely try and stop by and see the eBay peeps there. It's all the ads people and stuff. And
yeah, we just answered a lot of questions about promoted listings while we were there. We met one of the ladies that watches our show. Came up to us at the booth. I forgot your name. I'm really sorry. You were really nice.
We're horrible.
She lives here in Vegas. I didn't write down the name, but I would recognize you if I saw you again. So I'm going to try to invite her to go to some of our gatherings.
Hey, it's Hip Flip and Mama. Awesome. Good to see you in the chat. But yeah, so we had a lot of fun hanging out with the eBay people today, and Jacob Hunter was there, one of our favorite eBay employees. And like I said, we were giving out T-shirts, we were giving out the lip balm, we were talking to people. There's a lot of people there who sell on Amazon, and obviously some people who sell on eBay. So we were kind of there to spread the eBay love, and we're talking to people. We talked to a lot of people who have thought about selling on eBay, but weren't really sure if they wanted to. And so we were kind of like, giving them some numbers, some stats. Like the fact that 80% of stuff that's sold on eBay is actually new product. I know that might seem kind of crazy, because probably most of us here, the vast majority of us watching right now and hanging out, probably do a lot of thrifting type stuff. But if you think about it, a lot of like the really big, the really huge eBay sellers are actually selling new stuff. So they probably move like a lot more volume.
Right.
So really, if you are a seller out there and you're selling on Amazon, you really should be considering at the very least joining the eBay platform as well, because there are like 171 million buyers,
active buyers
worldwide. And we were also letting people know about how we do, 70%, I believe, of listings have free shipping. Some 66%, I don't remember exactly, deliver within 3 days or less. And so
it's pretty competitive with Prime. Obviously the one thing eBay does not offer yet is an FBA program, and that's been bandied about here and there in some test markets that they're, I don't think they're too far off from having something like that for those of you that need that type of program. But I talked to some ladies today that have sold on eBay in the past, but have been very Amazon centric. And with a lot of the issues that have been coming down with Amazon and different categories becoming gated that were not gated before, and the type of fees and restocking fees and general stocking fees in general, they're looking back into getting more onto the eBay side of things. And with the amount of money that you would save in storage, then you can probably hire someone to do your shipping for you, or a couple someones, depending on how big your operation is. So it really depends on what you do. But it was interesting. It was nice talking to people that do things a little bit differently than I'm used to.
Yeah, absolutely. Things. We met a dude who, I think his name was it Andrew?
Yeah, Andrew from Arizona.
Yeah, and we talked to him, and he was like, yeah, I'm an eBay seller. And he's like, primarily sell on eBay, and he does $50,000 a month in sales on eBay, you guys. And it turns out he lives near where Teresa is. And Teresa's in the chat, I see, and she
And
said
it's him and his son, and it's a small operation.
either that or it's him and his dad. All we know is it says father and son.
Oh.
I don't think we got the I don't think we got the details. Anyway, it was just exciting to meet somebody who's selling at such a high volume. He's been on the platform since the 90s, but he only really started like going hardcore building their store like a couple of years ago, and they're at $50,000 a month in sales. So I thought that was pretty cool. And I know a lot of eBay sellers get really upset and complain a lot about like, oh, eBay's trying to be like Amazon. Here's the thing, guys. eBay is very different from Amazon. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
But when we're talking about two of the biggest online retailers that are out there,
of course, there are going to be comparisons.
There's going to be comparisons. There's going to be competition. We're going to have to do things. Either one of our platforms are going to set some standards for what buyers expect from an online retailer. Mm-hmm. And so there are trends that we have to follow, but there's also trends that we have to set. I mean, we talk about being at eBay Open, and they're showing us the whole like product pages and being able to do best offer for a product as opposed to a seller. And then if you're a seller and you happen to sell that product, you might pop up a message saying, hey, there's a buyer who wants to buy this item from you for this much money. Will you be the first to accept it? Like, I think that's awesome. And you're sitting there, you're listing a new product, and maybe there's some seller or some buyer out there who is willing to pay $140 for your product, and none of the other sellers have accepted yet. You're in the middle of doing your listing. They're going to be like, hey, do you want to sell this right now? We've got a buyer who's ready to buy it from you. You don't even have to finish your listing. They don't have that on Amazon. So there's like a new, there's
there a lot of things that are
setting new standards. So,
eBay is community centric, and Amazon is business and numbers centric. I think if you sell on Amazon or if you buy on Amazon, you're just a number. And I think eBay really does care about the community and about the sellers and about the people that buy from them. And I think that is something that's always going to differentiate the market.
Yeah. Tamara says that she wishes she could figure out how to ship for free.
Oh yeah, we all do.
Yeah, we build it into your price. We all know there's nothing free. It gets built into your price. We get that, but it's like, I'm from Oregon. I'm in Vegas now. I'm from Oregon. We don't have a sales tax there, so I totally get the like when I'm buying something, I hate the idea of having to add two numbers together, and I get it. It's silly. It's totally silly. Mm-hmm. But there's just something about that mindset of being able to say, here's the price of what it is. That's what I'm paying for it, and you don't have to add anything onto it for shipping. So it's built into the price. That's just the way it is. So whatever, nothing's free. Pam says, I need one of those t-shirts. Here's the thing, they're going to be giving those out all week at ASD, but they don't want to have to take any of that stuff home. So we're going to do our best. Teresa's going to do her best to try and like snag some of that stuff. Maybe some of the lip balm if it doesn't get given out. I don't know how dry people's lips get at ASD, so maybe we'll have some left over and we'll be able to snag those.
Dry people's.
I don't know. It might be high in demand. So we'll try to get some of those. So hopefully that we can give some of those out.
Have some giveaways and mentioning giveaways.
Well, we've got, what were you going to say?
What I was going to say is, instead of us giving things away, we were both really, people were thoughtful, and we received some gifts while we were at Open and right before we were at Open. And you want to talk about?
Oh yeah. Well, we got all kinds of cool stuff. Well, first of all, this is wild. This is like right at the beginning of Open. I didn't get a chance to say thanks earlier this week just because it's been so crazy. But I got this awesome package in the mail from Christiane, which I don't know. I haven't seen Christiane pop on the side, but I haven't seen it lately. Christiane, who's one of the people who's always in the chat, she sent a package, sent a really nice card to Victoria and myself, just thanking us for everything that we do. Sometimes she's Christiane in the chat. Sometimes she's a Corduroy Fox. She has a couple of different accounts that she uses on the old YouTubes. But you guys, she sent some t-shirts, and I'm going to use some of these for giveaways. The ones, if it fits me, I'm keeping it, and if it doesn't, I'm giving it away. This one I think is awesome. This is Catman. How awesome is this? And then let's see, what else do I have?
I know, Therese, I really do need a taller chair because Katie's tall to begin with, and I'm in a midget chair, so I look like I'm like her kid sister.
But here's the thing, guys. I'm 5'10", and you're what, 5'4"?
Mm-hmm.
I am like literally half.
So I need a taller chair, so I'm at least as tall as you.
So this is an appropriate, accurate representation of the difference in our heights. So anyway, this picture is really awesome. It's too bad it's a little small for me.
It's a small shirt. It's too small for me too, clearly. But
yeah, but I will definitely probably do this as a giveaway, but I wish I had one that was my size because it says, I hate everyone and pants, which is perfect for me, and no pants Friday. But I think that's hilarious. And then, so we got, so really Christiane hit every mark because she's like, we got the no pants shirt. we got the cat shirt. And
I
then,
think I need to sit on a phone book. Do they still have phone books? I can sit on a phone book. I'd be tall enough.
And then look at this sweet Boss Life t-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
This will definitely be a giveaway as well. So yeah, she hit it on.
She hit all three.
Yep. So anyway, okay. So you got a couple of.
I did. I got a couple of gifts from people at Open, and one of them is a gift from our friend Diane. She runs the meetup group out of Massachusetts. We call it her and this other woman, Trish, that we met, who was awesome. We had hung out with them quite a bit.
Trish from Boston.
Trish from Boston, and Diane's from Boston too, but the accent's not quite as strong.
Trish has my favorite accent ever.
She gave me a little beach bag type thing, but then there's this, I'm the real boss, and it has pink, and it's got a little crown. I think we all know who the real boss is.
Yep.
And the other thing that I got was from Heather from Exclusive Elegance. She got me the cutest little Pink Panther ornament. It's already downstairs. It's a Christmas ornament. It was really cute. So anyway, I just want to say, very thoughtful. We really very much appreciate you, anybody thinking of us. So it's very sweet, and it does not go unnoticed. So thank you.
Big Drift says, Allison says, honestly, I just want eBay to fix the site glitches before they start rolling out new features. My sales are horrible. Listen, I totally get it. I will say that, you know, there are different departments that are doing different things. And so they're always going to be working on new stuff while they're trying to fix old stuff. I do know, we had talked about it like a little bit on the show when Teresa was here on Friday, that like the whole problem that happened with the pictures, that was an isolated incident. They were able to pinpoint exactly what happened and why it happened.
And there are safeguards in place.
And it will no longer happen again. It's just something that really was horrible that happened at the time. And there was no way for them to fix it other than to stop it from continuing to happen. And then hopefully most of you, if it did affect you, you were able to get some sort of compensation. If you haven't yet and you did have missing pictures, keep going after.
Get on the phone.
eBay for Business on the Facebook.
Message them or
call. Don't let it go, because I'm telling you, if you lost pictures, then they are doing that. Anyway, and let's see. Oh, we have some other cool stuff that we have for giveaways that we will be giving away in the future, as well as like stuff like our Boss Up pins that we had made. Anytime I'm doing a giveaway from now on, I'll be including like a Boss Up pin.
And I will include a set of Pink Panther ears.
Yeah. And anyway, so this is really cool. These are, whatever, government relations, eBay, cool. These are the guys that do all the stuff to lobby for us. In Washington, like around the sales tax stuff, they do some really, really important work. But what's really cool about this is actually like a little luggage tag, right? But it gets even better, guys. This isn't just any luggage tag. This is a smart luggage tag. So what you do is you actually go, it's like this special thing where you go on this website, you enter in your owner information, right? And you're basically registering your luggage tag, and then you hook this onto your luggage, and then if your luggage is ever lost, all the data attached to this tag, they'll be able to find it online and be able to identify who that belongs to. So we actually got a whole bunch of these, and I'll use these as giveaways as well. So super fun.
Something else that we got as a gift was from our friend Alexis, who is in the chat. Alexis gave Katie and I a really nice bottle of wine I think it came from her mom.
Actually, her mommy did.
Her and her mom that went thrifting with us on Monday. We had a blast. It was so much fun. And that was really sweet too. So we will be enjoying that wine at some point for sure.
Absolutely.
And I have to make sure that we open it when we both want to drink wine, because otherwise she'll drink the whole thing.
I'm not going to leave it sitting around. You got to drink the whole thing.
And Diane, I don't know if you were in earlier, but yes, Diane's in the chat now. I got my mug. I don't have anything in it right now. I could be like Katie and do this.
Yeah, do that. Just, totally super fan. Super fan.
But I used it for coffee this morning. So
yeah. All right, let's talk about, so I've seen it come up a couple times over here in the chat, guys. Let's talk about Taco-geddon.
Taco-geddon.
Okay, okay. So if you follow me on the Instagram, I think I say on there, I'm a taco enthusiast. I know exactly what I say. I love
Teresa,
tacos.
I want tacos. I want tacos.
Teresa
I want tacos.
Is screaming about tacos. So here's the thing. I love tacos. They're like my favorite thing ever. Something you need to know about Victoria. She loves tacos. She likes tacos fine.
I love tacos.
However, she's also a little high maintenance.
I'm a taco snob, apparently.
No, she's a little high maintenance. She's a little bit of a princess. And, like for instance, we go to Korean barbecue. She's like, wait, I have to pay them to cook my own food. Like she has some certain.
What? I don't have a point? Come on.
Whatever. It's experience. And so like a couple weeks ago, we went to this place called Taco y Taco, which is like my favorite taco place here now in town. We went there, and it's the way they have it set up. It's a bit of a chaotic kind of scene.
It's a cluster.
It's not. It's not. It's just super busy. They have like separate lines you have to go in to get your tacos. It's a process, right?
It depends on what kind of meat you're getting, and if you want one kind of meat from both lines, you're kind of screwed. You have to be with somebody else. You have to split up.
Yeah.
And order your food together.
But I like that kind of stuff. It's fun, whatever. So we go there. It was a Saturday night. It was 7 o'clock. It was crazy busy. She was like, I am never coming here again. That was ridiculous. I hate it. She's like freaking out, right? So we're figuring out where we're going to go to dinner last night. I'm looking for something close to the strip because we obviously are staying at home, but we have, our eBay friends are all close to the strip. And I don't want them to have to take an Uber too far away. And so I'm like, hey, let's go to that Taco El Gordo place or whatever we've been hearing about, because people have been saying it's like the best tacos in town, and it's got like 4.4 stars out of over 4,000 ratings. Like people love it. And so we're all like, hey, we're all going to meet there. When we get there, the line's out the door. It's 115 degrees out.
Way out the door.
Way out the door. We pull in. Vicky looks at me and she's already like hating me. We get in line. Teresa can't find the place. She's like messaging me saying like, how do I get there? I don't even know where we are. We were waiting in line. We finally I get to like kind of cut ahead because like she said, it's very similar.
So like Diane says, just before we got there, the security guard at the door was assaulted and had to go to the hospital.
Great place.
In the line.
So then,
and a taco shop.
So then, Trish and myself, we get to kind of not cut in line, but because we were getting the marinated pork tacos, the El Pastor tacos, we got to go into this other line that was shorter. So we got to go up ahead. Every time I look over, this one over here is glaring at me. I'm pretty sure at one point she was flipping me off. She started texting me how much she hated me. We get our food. We sit down. She's still in line, still hating me.
Robin and I were still in line. Teresa and Christine weren't even in the building yet.
Yeah. It's super hot. They finally sit down with us. She's like, seriously, I hate you. And then Teresa and Christina get there, and they're like out the door in line. I seriously took pictures. I was zooming in on their faces. They look like they were like miserable. Teresa's saying that she hates me. They finally sit down, but then you know what happened? Teresa ate those tacos. And they were like the best tacos she's ever had. And now she's over there in the chat. She's screaming.
Been bugging us for 2 hours.
She wants tacos. We had to get back here to do the show. And she's like, are you sure we don't have time to go get tacos? We drove by the taco place. She's like, can't you just drop me off? I just want those tacos. So guys, yes, it was.
The tacos are good, but the line is madness. I'm sorry. I don't have the patience for it. It's like sensory overload with a bunch of screaming people. It's over the top hot, sweat pouring down your back, waiting in line to get tacos.
And for me, it's an adventure. It was fun. And the tacos were delicious. They're like really good, authentic street tacos. When you get the pastor, it's that pork where they have it stacked up and it's on the stick.
They're like carving it,
and they carve it off. And then they're putting like cilantro and onions and hot sauce and like all this stuff on it. And the guy's just like throwing it because it's like they go so fast.
And you're getting all kinds of sweat in your food because they're all sweating behind the counter.
I don't know about the pre-order, but like, tacos are so good. Tacos are life, guys. Tacos are life. I'll do anything for a good taco. And I'm going back there. And you know what I actually convinced this one of? I'm like, after the show, can we go to Taco We Taco? Because I want more tacos. We won't go back to that one, but we'll go to Taco We Taco.
Oh, my goodness.
Falafel's pretty good, though, too, Violet Lemon. I'm telling you. It is pretty good, too. Oh, speaking of the Violet Lemon, so you contacted me and had asked I think it was Wednesday's show, if anybody had any questions. And you had asked me to ask them about postal rates because when we buy our labels through eBay, we all know what prices we get through eBay. And for any of you who sell on Poshmark or Mercari, you know that they kind of do this flat rate shipping. I'm not as familiar with them, but I know like Poshmark, I think it's $6.95 or something like that, no matter what, up to like £5. Mercari has like a similar type thing where it's like $5 for £5, like $20 for 20. And so for certain things and certain weights, it's cheaper to buy your shipping labels on those platforms. And so a lot of sellers, eBay sellers, are very concerned about like, okay, why aren't we able to get those kinds of rates? Why isn't eBay negotiating more? Some people even think that eBay is like, they do get those rates, but they're pocketing the difference. And I can guarantee you right now, guys, that's not the case. That really isn't the case. But there are different things that go into negotiating prices. And so Violet Lemon, I don't have any kind of like satisfactory or concrete answer for you right now. But I can tell you, and we didn't get a chance to talk about this on Friday when I had Teresa here. I can tell you that Teresa talked to the people from the shipping department, and she talked to the person who's actually like the main dude,
the big dude that does all the shipping.
The main dude in the shipping department. Yeah. And I can tell you this: they are working on some possible solutions. They haven't worked it all out yet, and I don't know when it's going to happen, or what kind of timeline there is, or if it's going to be what you want exactly. And we don't really know the details. But I do know that they are working on some solutions. They're very aware about, like, you know, the other platforms and the kind of shipping labels they're able to offer. And so there's different things that they may potentially try. But I get it, you know. I mean, I know for one thing, the way Poshmark does it is it's like $6.95 for a label, right? But that doesn't matter what it is. So let's say you're selling a T-shirt that would normally cost $3 to ship first class. With Poshmark, the buyer still has to pay that $6.95. So I think that's part of it. I think,
and the seller doesn't get it.
Yeah. So I think part of it is that it kind of balances out. So they're basically overcharging for anything that would normally be less, and then undercharging for things.
The biggest thing that came out of the conversation, I believe, that Teresa had with them is that the reason why eBay doesn't have that type of relationship yet is because eBay is not doing the label printing. You're not buying the labels from eBay. They are just transitioning you to the USPS site. So you are buying directly from USPS, right, as opposed to eBay having buying power. eBay does not technically have the buying power because they are just a conduit, right, to the USPS.
So the way I think Teresa, the way she was explaining it to us is that you've got the buyer, or sorry, not the buyer. You've got us, the seller, the post office, and then eBay. And what we really need is for eBay to be between us and the post office, so that eBay can go in and say, hey, we want to go negotiate these prices.
Uses their buying power to be a buyer, where they're not technically a buyer. They're just a link. Yeah.
So when we get more information, if there's more developments that we can share with you guys, we definitely will. So that's, I mean, I guess that's kind of the long answer to say, like, I don't know. Yeah. So basically they're not in a position right now where they can negotiate rates like that. It doesn't quite work that way. But hopefully they're going to come up with some solutions in the future. Yeah. And Alexis says it would be cool if they would do cubic too. I actually, you know, there were a couple of times where we were in conversations with people where they were like, hey, if you could get anything, what would it be? What could we do to make this process better? And so we were talking to somebody in like that does like shipping and stuff like that. And one of my things was like cubic, like you should be doing cubic. I said, because for me, I do sell a lot of shoes, and shoes are like the one thing, because of the way that they're shaped, the size of them, and the fact that they were pretty much always over a pound. Almost always, it's cheaper for me to send it cubic, and I can't get that on the eBay site. So it would be nice if they had that as well.
Right, right. Okay, anyway, we're like 25 minutes in, so we should start.
Sorry, guys. I mean, there's over 100 of you here. I hope that, like, even though I'm talking like a mile a minute, hopefully it's something like decent, that you're getting something out of it. I'm sorry. Oh, I wanted to show really quick too. Kelly Johnson gave this to me at eBay Open, guys. Look at this. Look at this. Is the most awesome pillowcase ever. It is a kitty cat DJ spinning some wicked tunes on its pepperoni pizza record on the turntable. How awesome is that? Pretty much the coolest thing ever.
Thanks, Kelly.
Pretty much the coolest thing ever. I just need to get a pillow to put into it, and then I'm going to put it on my couch that's right here. So thanks, Kelly. I love it. She does not. Anyway, all right. So it is Sunday Live Haul, so I guess we could go ahead and start showing you guys some stuff. Do you guys want to see some of the highlights of what we sold this week? My sales weren't crazy awesome. They were okay. Even though you were gone for 10 days for camp, and then you pretty much might as well have been gone for eBay Open.
I didn't get very many
great week.
I did. I had a great week this week. While I was away, it wasn't so great, but this week was a great week. I don't know. My switch was flipped. Whatever. I had a really good week in sales. I did a lot, not a ton of high dollar amounts, but I did a fairly decent volume. Yeah. And she did sell, which we're going to show here in a little bit. She did sell, I think, Allison, a big drip thrift, her favorite thing that Victoria has sold ever. Allison was very excited about it because she was keeping tabs on us. So. I know, it was funny. She actually sent me a message like, what? Yeah. So anyway, yeah, you want to start? All right, let's do it. I'm going to share the screen here, and you first. What do you got? Okay, so this is one of those TV VCR combos. I picked this up at a garage sale for $4. It did not even have the remote. If this one had had the remote, I would have sold it for more, but it sold on sale. I always build in my pricing for best offer or sales. It sold for $91, free shipping. I was able to ship it. It went to like the middle of the country somewhere. I was able to ship it FedEx for $16.
Okay, so question. When you're out at garage sales, electronics, a lot of times they have like, the model number and everything. Do you bother looking these up, or do you just know if it's a VCR DVD combo it's going to sell?
No, that's not, actually, I do look them up sometimes. This one for $4, it was a tight garage sale, so I didn't bother to look it up because I felt like they were, sometimes you feel like people are looking at you. Weird. Sometimes I can, and I don't have a problem looking stuff up at a garage sale. But this time I did not look it up because it was only $4.
Right. So what's your price point? Like,
I don't know. I think anything less than $10, I don't necessarily look up. I'm willing to take a gamble because worst case, I would have sold this for parts for at least more than what I paid for it.
Okay. So basically, DVD, VCR combo, you're pretty much going to be able to make
right. If it's a good name, like, Sony, Magnavox, Panasonic, those type of names do well. If it's like a Denon, there are certain names that do really well. And then there are certain names that don't do as well. This particular one also is a DVD recorder. So that makes a difference. It's a dubbing one. So you can go from VHS to DVD. And that's pretty good.
Oh, yeah. So it's the rewrite.
So, and again, you should try to test them if you can. That's pretty important. Yeah. That's it. So yeah, I sold it, shipped it.
Nice.
It's not there yet. I just shipped it yesterday. So.
All right. All right. Next one. This is mine. I got a t-shirt sale here, guys. I actually took an offer on this. I did not sell it for $50. I took an offer for $35, but sometimes when my sales, I think I probably priced it a little high to begin with. I was kind of hoping because it was like a military thing, that it would go for more. But I got an offer for $35, and I'm like, of course I'll take that for $35. So this, if you guys watched any of my unboxing videos, this was actually a t-shirt that I got when I did that. I purchased that vintage t-shirt mystery box off of eBay. This is one of the t-shirts that was in that box. And so, I mean, usually most of my t-shirts I get, I want to sell for between $25 and $30. So a t-shirt going for $35 is actually pretty sweet. This is like a Desert Storm t-shirt, single stitch, screen stars. And so $35, I was all about it. And t-shirts are just so easy to ship. So
yeah, exactly.
All right.
So I think I probably showed this on a haul. If I didn't, we've definitely mentioned these before. These are a specific type of Fox Racing sweatshirts that sell really well. I've sold some for upwards of $100. This is a small one, and it was in great shape. It's got that kind of destroyed or distressed look intentionally around the cuffs and corners. It was not used, very worn looking or anything like that. But it was a size small, so small is not going to be your most popular size. I believe I paid about $6 for it. It sold for $70.
Yeah. And
I'm going to throw it into a flat rate padded mailer. Hopefully, because it's a small, I think I can squish it in.
Now, does this one actually say Sasquatch on it? I don't think it does. And I think this is the one where you were like, it doesn't say Sasquatch, because we've been telling you guys.
That's right. It doesn't say it, but it is one, because that's the same type
the same style.
It's that same type of thick faux fur lining.
Yeah. So guys,
and there are several different Sasquatch labels too. So I was like, I'm going to throw it in there anyway.
So this one's super boring looking, and yet it's still sold for so much. And so
because it's like a jacket, it's thick with that faux fur inside. So
yeah, so it has like that faux kind of Sherpa. You can see it right here. This stuff right here, and the label. So the one that we always talk about, it says Sasquatch hoodie, and it's spelled Hoody, and it's very similar looking to this label. And I remember when you bought this, and you were like, I think this is a Sasquatch. I'm telling you, anytime you see these, you have to pick them up, particularly the Sasquatch ones, because they do sell upwards of $100. And the bigger sizes obviously are going to be better. I don't know why they sell for so much. I mean, I get that they're heavy, but they're still, in my mind, it's like you're just getting like it's just a glorified hoodie. I mean, come on.
So I mean, this sold on sale for $69.97, and I had best offer, but nobody made a best offer. It sold fairly quickly. I don't think I've had it listed for 2 months.
No, not too long. All right, so here is a jacket that I got. I've only had this for a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
I don't think I've had it for very long. And when I first saw it, I was like, is this like a school or something? And this is where you kind of learn, stuff jumps out at you and you look it up and you learn. Brine is just a brand of clothing, and they do a lot of lacrosse stuff. And so this particular jacket, like a lot of times it would be like a Brine jacket, and on the back it would have like a specific school. But this one just says Brine Lacrosse. And anytime I see like a cool jacket like this that's got like a really big graphic on the back, I love it. I picked this up. I don't think I paid more than $5 for it, and I didn't have it listed for very long because it wasn't able to go into the sale because I have to wait 14 days for it to be able to go on sale. So it sold for the full asking price of $49.99, and I don't even think it weighed a pound. I think it was like 14 ounces, so it was super cheap to ship it. It worked out great.
So Hip Flippin' Mama made a good point there that she uses the flat rate envelopes often, not just the flat rate padded mailer envelope. I do as well when I have the chance to. If you can fit something in there that's over a pound, smaller jeans. I'm not saying you're going to put your big boy jeans in there; they won't fit. But you can tape reinforce the sides. They're the cardboard mailers, as long as what you're shipping doesn't have hard edges. And you don't have to worry about it getting wet, and sometimes those things fall apart when they get wet. But it depends on what it is. If you can fit something in there, yeah, they're a little bit cheaper than the $6.90 that you paid for a padded mailer. You're absolutely right. Now, something else to look into.
I use the padded mailers mainly because a lot of times the stuff that I'm putting in there are like pretty big. Like you'd be surprised how much I can fit. Like how big of a sweatshirt I can fit into one of those things. And what I like is that they stretch, they give. And so it's easier for me to like get it in there. So I just generally don't, but I think that, definitely if you can use one of those, go for it because it's cheaper. What have you done?
Yeah, what I was going to say is I shipped a 52-inch waist coveralls in a padded flat rate mailer. So yeah.
All right. And I see Allison says that she has a fox jacket with the faux fur. Doesn't say Sasquatch, and yes, she paid $1. I swear she pays like 50 cents or $1
for free.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this was one of the items that I had actually picked up in Rhode Island.
I found it.
Yeah, I paid $4 for it. It's just a super 80s, early 90s with a big crest, Brooks Brothers double-breasted jacket. And it just screams to me yacht rock.
We're really into the yacht rock, so if we see
what I put in the title. So I sold this. I sold it for $60, I believe, or $69, and it went out. It just had the gold buttons. It was kind of cool.
Yeah.
So I actually dry cleaned it because we have a super cheap dry cleaner here. It's $2.25 per item, and it was looking a little bit mangy. So I had it dry cleaned for $2. I paid $4, and it shipped. I sold it for the $69.97.
Nice.
And that did fit into a padded flat rate mailer. I did fold it nice and neat. I did not mash it into one, and that went out.
I have a fold and roll method that I use.
Yeah,
it works really well.
Rolling works well.
Because you got to get it folded nicely so then you can roll it up really tightly. But when you undo it, it's not just smushed together in like a crumpled pile because you got to be really careful. You don't want them to get it and be like, oh, thanks for really taking care of this.
Thanks for mashing up my $100 item.
Right, for sure. Okay, so if you guys remember, this was me complaining because Vicky was out of town, and normally, like, I don't, as you know, I don't like to do pants. I hate taking pictures of them. They just, because it's like I don't do flat lay, which probably would be better for pants, but it's just a pain in the ass because they're long and blah, blah, blah. But normally, if I do find something that's good, I'll buy them, and then I will give them to Vicky to sell. She wasn't here. I needed some better stuff to post, so I went ahead and listed them. And what do you know, I sold them pretty much right away. I took an offer for $45, and that was pretty comparable to what the other listings had sold for a used pair of these. So I didn't mind flipping these real quick and getting 45 on them. So, but yeah, a lot of this stuff, this is like the racing department of Ferrari, the Scuderia or whatever is like their racing. And this stuff, if you ever see it, like shirts, I buy the t-shirts, polo shirts, they all go for really well. If you can find a jacket, you're really going to score on that. So super cool.
So the only reason I'm talking about these, this next thing that I sold, is because we've all been debating and talking about the whole free returns versus no free returns type of thing. And I will admit that I jumped on the free returns thing going on about 4 months ago now. And my returns have increased significantly. And I'm not so sure if I've seen a significant sales increase to combat that yet. So I'm pretty honest about that. But what I wanted to say is I picked these up for $4 about a month ago. I listed them and sold them right away with a best offer, I think was $35 or $40. Very detailed measurements, which are very hard to give on overalls, but buyer returned them. They didn't fit. So as soon as she returned them, I just, did my refund, relisted. So I paid shipping one way and I paid the return shipping. And what I did was I just relisted them at $10 higher than what I had them listed at before. And they still had best offer, but these sold right away before the best offer was available. So they sold for $79.95. So I almost doubled, well, I did double my sales price. So which covered
all that additional shipping.
So And they sold right away as well. So now I'm thinking maybe I priced these too low, but they sold right away both times I had them listed.
Right. And that's the thing, like, you know, with stuff like the whole free shipping thing, it's like, that's where I always say, like, quit looking at it transactionally, because if you were able to like actually track, like, let's say over a period of an entire year, I mean, obviously you're not going to know for sure like how many additional sales you get from it, but I guarantee there are people who will be more likely to make that impulse buy if they see that you offer free returns. It just adds to their trust and in you as a seller. And maybe, you know, they're like on the fence about buying something. They're like, free returns, let me go ahead and get it. And then they end up not returning it. So I really do feel like, you know, if you look at the big picture, you might gain some sales, and then you might, you know, you'll get some returns, but then you'll resell it for a little higher. And it's like, it's all going to like either balance out or bring you to a place where you're selling even more and making more money than you would have otherwise.
Yeah. So I just wanted to use that as an example. Like I did make more money on it by taking it back and just relisting it higher. So, and I've done that a number of times. It just happened that this all happened within a 10-day period or so.
Yep. All right. So next one, these are, I usually don't thrift shoes, but this was when we had that day that we had gone out and I was complaining about how they put stuff behind the counter and then they jack the price like way up at Savers. And there was like some ridiculous, like, I mean, I'm almost 99% positive that these jerseys were fakes.
Horrible.
And they had them priced at like $200, which is ridiculous. And anyway, and so there's a couple of locations where they're real into like putting everything that they think is remotely valuable behind the counter for a really high price.
To the point where it's like crowded behind the counter. You can't even see anything. It's dumb.
And so these shoes were just out on the regular rack, and they were priced, I believe, $11.99, and I got 20 or 25% off of those. And they're just ridiculous looking shoes. They've got some serious blingage going on. These Donald J. Pliner. And so I paid less than $10 for them, and I actually ended up taking an offer for $70. So I thought that was a decent flip. Went ahead and sent them. They're easy to ship. So I was like, yeah, I'll do it. Some of this stuff, it's like I'm willing to take a lower offer if I'm like, I don't necessarily think like having this particular pair of shoes in my store necessarily elevates the brand in my store.
Represents your brand.
Yeah, I mean, it's men's shoes, but it's not really streetwear. And so I don't mind doing a quick flip, whereas there might be certain things like a really, really cool, like Tommy Hilfiger jacket I might want to hold out for like a really good price, because I don't mind just having it there visibly in the store to draw people in.
As opposed to me where I have things like this in my store.
This might be what Dana was talking about.
This is Dana's favorite thing I've ever had.
Okay. This is what I said that Allison from Big Drift Thrift was really into.
So I picked this up. What this thing had on it when I picked it up was the hat. It is a taxidermied rat that is missing his tail. His tail has broken off.
Poor guy.
And I picked him up over a year ago at Savers for about $6. Now, he sat in my store, but I thought he had this hat. So he had this hat. He needed accessories. So what I did was I bought him little snowboard shoes and a little snowboard, because I think he needed a snowboard. Tell me he did not look like he needed a snowboard, right?
Look at that little snowboard.
I bought him a little snowboard.
Look at his little claw holding that snowboard.
And that was already like that. He was already posed like that. So I just got him one of those little Trek deck snowboards. And I was like, someone is going to love this freaking thing. I don't know who, I don't know why, I don't know when, but someone's going to love it. And someone, sure enough, it took them over a year to find it, but they loved him.
I feel like you gave his life and death purpose.
I think I did. I think I accessorized him well. I think he was not an incredibly well done taxidermy. He might have been an early, learner of the whole taxidermy thing. I mean, they just shoved him on a plank. So yeah, I had him displayed in my office for a while. Anyway, I paid about $6 for him. I think I paid 99 cents for his snowboard and snowboard shoes, and I sold him for $105.
That's amazing.
To Arizona this week, finally. So
that is
off.
Amazing.
Mervin, I believe I named him Mervin the rat. Mervin went off to his new home this week. I sincerely hope he stays there, but I was a little sad to see him go.
Yeah. Ridiculous. All right, here is my last one. This is a Gap 1969. It's like a specific line. I think that's kind of like the nicer stuff.
Yeah, I think that's like the higher end line.
And maybe you wouldn't think that Gap would really be something that would sell for very much. This is a denim trucker jacket. It's got the faux Sherpa shearling lining. I think it's a really cool, like nice dark wash.
It's vintage looking.
Vintage looking. Denim is really, really popular right now. And so I went ahead and picked this up. I don't think I paid more than like, I think
so it was recent. So it was 2017 line.
Yep. So it's not vintage by any means. But I think I paid like at most $10 for it, but I don't think I paid even that much. I actually took an offer for $70. So that was like a pretty good score. I think I went to California too, so it didn't cost much for me to ship it. Hey, Jared Pendleton in the house. Yeah.
Rat lives matter, even when they're dead. Anyway, that was probably my favorite thing that I have sold yet.
Oh, it's pretty awesome. Well, and you have like a real sense of pride because
I added to his accessory.
You like dug into like your creative juices and you took what somebody started and you turned it into a real piece of art.
I made it better. I think so.
I think so. Yep. I'm guessing it's probably going to be like a gag gift for somebody or something. So,
I don't know, but it's fantastic.
The joy is going to be spread for a long time to come.
He needed to live on. I remember when I went through the line at Savers when I bought it, the girl was so skeeved out she wouldn't even touch it to bring it up. She's like, what is that?
Violet wants to know if vintage Wrangler jackets with Sherpa like that sell well.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. If it's a decent quality, I think even when it comes to that Sherpa line stuff, it's probably going to do all right if it's a decent quality jacket of any kind. But the vintage Wrangler actually does pretty well.
Yeah,
I know like newer Wrangler isn't valued as high, but yes, that Sherpa line, that kind of like trucker cowboy kind of jacket.
Yeah, I think they all do well. I don't think it matters too much what the brand is. Of course, Levi's is going to do well, but I've sold Wrangler of that. I've sold no name brand. I think
vintage Lee sells really well. Vintage
Yeah.
Lee, like Lee now is kind of considered like a very meh, like very low level brand, but like vintage Lee does really well.
Yeah.
Also. So
I agree.
I don't know. Anyway, somebody asked if
hauls?
we were like well rested. I don't think I've called that out yet. This one over here, I'm pretty much fine. We haven't really had. I got to work a little bit yesterday. She really didn't. We went to the pool at Mandalay Bay because a bunch of people are still there, and so we got some sunshine. I got a little bit of a burn, which is going to turn into a tan anyway.
We really wanted to try and spend some time with our eBay peeps while they were in town. So our friends here, we do have some friends that are here staying through to ASD for a little bit.
Yeah,
but yeah, today and tomorrow we're definitely taking a step back and we have to work. I have to work.
I need to moisturize my lips, guys. Anyway, all right. So now, if you watched, I did put up a sourcing video from earlier this week. We did go on Monday, 50% off day. We hooked up with a couple of eBay peeps. We took, we were out with Robin and Alexis, and then we met up with Jerry and Brenda.
We met Alexis' mom, Julie.
Yeah, Alexis' mom, Julie.
And then we met up with.
And then we ran into. We had put. I think Alexis had started a thread in the Boss Facebook group saying where we were going to be, and so there were a few other people like Joy and Rhonda, and there was one other one, and now I'm going to be horrible and not remember who the other one was. Joy, Rhonda, and there were three of them. There were three women, and I'm really, really sorry that I can't remember. Your name isn't coming up the top of my head right now. Anyway, they showed up because they knew we were going to be there, and that was really cool. We were super excited to see everybody. So we did lots of, so we went to two different stores. The first store, I literally found 2 t-shirts, and then I walked over and found her with a cart just overflowing. It was crazy.
So we had like 10 eBayers in the store shopping, and I still ended up with an overflowing cart.
Right. It was 50% off day,
and it was afternoon.
It was afternoon. It was 50% off day. There, the city was crawling with resellers, and she
was lousy with resellers.
Horrible with resellers, and she still managed to fill up an entire cart. Now, if you saw my video, you heard my tale of woe about how I almost got this really super awesome Lakers warm-up jersey that could have sold for over $100. It was priced at $25 after we got the half off, and I stood there waiting for it. And then while I was waiting for it, I turned it back for like 2 seconds, and some guy that was in line sent somebody over and grabbed it. I turned around, it was down, and I saw him ringing it up, and I was so sad. But anyway, so my finds for this week
were swooped.
Yeah, so I didn't find a whole lot. I just have t-shirts, nothing like super crazy. She found a lot more cool stuff, so we're going to go ahead and show you what we found.
You want to start with me?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Okay. Let me grab some stuffs. Hold, please. Talk.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Jerry says Joy and Ron. Yeah, but there was a third one, and I can't remember her name, and I feel really bad now because I'm trying to like picture in my mind which one she was, and I can't now. I don't know. I feel really terrible though. Like it was funny though because Joy was like so excited to be there. This is like her first day. Like it was, you know, the day before Open actually started. So it was like her kind of first opportunity to like meet all these friends that she's known from online. Like she was so excited she couldn't even focus to do any thrifting. Like she couldn't handle it. So
it was a good time. It was
really
fun. I really, and I have to say, again, I really enjoyed meeting new people this year, and the old friends that we already knew. But I really enjoyed meeting new people. All the people that came up to me and came up to Katie and offered messages of support, but also just said, "Hey, we watch your show," and "Hey, you don't know me, but I know you." That was really fun. That was honestly the best part about Open. I mean, I realized that we do have a few thousand people that watch us, but I mean, do they really watch us? So you don't really know. And this, you know, 2,000 people at the meetup or at eBay Open, you know, I figured just a very small percentage of the people that we would know. And it seemed like we knew almost everybody, or they knew us. It was really cool. So really awesome. It was a lot of fun,
All right, what you got?
All right, so I've got some real cool stuff. So I did pick up a really cool pair of patent leather Stuart Weitzman shoes with a funky buckle with some bling on it. And these were, again, 50% off day, so I paid $2.50. What? I mean, they're tiny. They're going to go on they're going to be first class. They're so light, these little flats.
Any idea how much you would sell them for?
I'm probably going to list them for 40 or 50.
Okay.
Yeah, Stuart Weitzman is not quite as high end as far as reselling as they used to be. You know, these are more modern, so they'll be fine, $40 or $50. But you know, if you buy Stuart Weitzman in retail, they're really pricey, but they don't quite hold their value for resale. But they're still good. You know, $40-50 is still great from $2.50.
Yeah, awesome.
Let's see. So I did pick up a pair of Lily Pulitzer shorts.
Those are some flashy shorts, guys.
They are,
and they're make a statement.
And they're a 2XL, so they're a little short for a 2XL, in my opinion. But hey, I'm not the fashion police. Big girls,
you like to think you are.
I can be. But they're Lily Pulitzer for Target. So that happens to be one of the lines for Target that you do want to pick up for resale. And I think I'll probably sell these for about $40. And they were $2.50. Nice. What I paid for them.
Very nice.
While I'm doing shorts, I'll do a couple more pairs of shorts. Then you can do some t-shirts. These I picked up again because Katie doesn't like pants, so she didn't look in this aisle. But these are vintage polo sport, like cargo swim trunks.
I didn't see these.
No.
Let me see. Where's the tag at?
I don't know.
The tag. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, I would have. Had I seen these, I totally would have picked those up. So
yeah, vintage polo sport.
She scooped me.
And what did I pay for these? So the tag is missing from what I paid for them, but I couldn't have paid more than $4 or $5.
Yeah,
I think it's because Dana's already photographed them.
Yeah. How much did you list these for?
They're not listed yet.
How much are you going to list them for?
Probably 40 or 50.
Okay. Easily sell all those for 40 or $50.
Yeah. So there's those. And then this is a pair of, I didn't even look this brand up. I don't even know if this brand is that great, but they're kind of a vintage with new old stock. And they're just kind of
those are cool.
A funky vintage look to them, these shorts.
Well, the whole spell out down the leg.
Yeah, and the sea breeze, and the colors are vintage, and they're purple, but they have the tag on them, so they're still they still have their tag. I don't know how vintage they are.
Yeah,
but the brand is Regatta, and these are an extra large women's. And again, these were another pair that I don't think I paid more than a couple bucks for, $3-4.
Yeah, those are cool.
Okay, your turn. You go.
Show. Okay. Let's see. Again, I don't have anything crazy exciting, but I got lots of t-shirts. Check out my sweet dolphin tee. I seriously, guys, I sell t-shirts with whales or dolphins on them all the time. This is vintage. This is vintage 90s single stitch, as you can see right there, which again just helps you verify the age. I paid they're $4.99, so I paid $2.50 for this t-shirt. I can easily sell this for $25, $30. I'm telling you, the dolphin stuff sells really well. I do have, I guess this is probably maybe like one of my higher value things I found, but this is a Lacoste long sleeve polo. It's in very nice condition. And this one, I could probably sell it for $35, $40.
Yeah,
it's a nice shape. You can tell, one of the things, guys, to tell you when you're looking and trying to verify if something is legit with the Lacoste is that, you know, you'll have your tag, and a lot of times the size is like a weird number.
It's like a European size.
European size. This is like a size 7. I can't remember what a size 7 is. Maybe like an extra large or something like
I think
that.
it's extra large.
One of the other things you want to do is look. There's a tag on the inside, and it should say, I think it's Delaney is what it is. Let me see. There's a little inspection tag. Not Delaney. Devonlay. That's what it is. Devonlay. So they'll have that tag on the inside. And then also something that's a really quick tell is if you look at the alligator itself, I don't know how well you can see the detail of the stitching. On this, it's very clean. It looks really nice. Like it doesn't, there's no issues with it. It's done well. A lot of the fake ones, the alligator looks the same, but the stitching is all messed up and wonky.
Yeah.
And it just won't.
He doesn't have the nice white even line around it.
Yeah, and then the stitching that actually puts it in, that actually attaches it to the shirt, will be all crooked and wonky. And it's like, if the stitching doesn't look nice, it's no good. You don't want to get it. So, I'll show one more t-shirt here. This one, I don't even know this brand, but I know that this is like a 90s, at least. It's made in the US. It's called Obex, O-B-E-X, Obex Sport. But I actually got this because of the design of the shirt itself. It's kind of like a ringer tee, but if you look close, you can see it's like this striped.
Tone-on-tone stripe.
Yeah, and this style is super popular for like 90s stuff. So you'll see like a lot of like Guess and just different brands that have this really like that kind of a stripe on it. So it's more about the style, and it is legit like 90s vintage made in the US. It just has the Obex stitch there. I had never heard of this brand. I'm sure it's a known brand. So I paid $250 for it. I'm sure I could probably sell it for $25-30. So go ahead.
Okay, so this set is like a 2-piece set. It's got the long sleeveless kind of a tunic dress, and then it has the little jacket that goes over the top. It's a 2-piece. It feels like Chico's Travelers. Everybody knows what that feels like. It's like that rayon. It packs well. It's a no wrinkle type of thing.
It's very fancy.
So it's very fancy. So it is by a company called Flax, F-L-A-X. See if I can find where the tag is on it. It's kind of deeper inside. And it's a higher end women's clothing line. Here we go. That's the brand right there, Flax. And I paid $5.50 for this set. I'm going to list it for about $69.95. Yeah, it's a desirable, easily packable, super lightweight, soft. It just kind of like hangs well on the body.
Nice flow to it. Nice flow. Allison, I never have enough t-shirt inventory. Okay.
Yeah, right. So, and then the other thing that I picked up was this vintage. It feels almost like a bathing suit or a swimsuit, but it's not. It's like it's a vintage Hawaiian style neon type of dress. The metal zipper in the back.
Built-in bra kind of.
Built-in. It's got kind of a built-in bra, and the inside feels almost like I said, like a bathing suit, because it's got that nylon material, but it's a long dress, and there's no brand on it. But I paid about $5 or $6 for it. I'm going to list it for like $69.95. I'll probably get about $50 for it. It's small. It's a smaller size, so it's kind of cool.
Very nice. Very nice. You want to see some more t-shirts?
Yeah. Let's do some more t-shirts.
This one is so this is probably late 90s, so it's still vintage. I mean, it's just Dinosaur Pork City Barbecue. I actually got this t-shirt because of what's on the back of it. It's kind of ridiculous. It is a dinosaur hanging out with a pig. They're cruising. It says Syracuse, Rochester, New York City. So clearly it's some barbecue joint. And I mean, come on, guys. Come on. I can do that for $25-30. Come on. Love it. And then I have, here's a polo shirt. I don't usually buy a lot of polo shirts, but this happened to be new with tags. It is 50% off. It was $12.99, so I only paid $6.50 for it. I know it's not vintage, but again, new with tags. It's a little bit more of a retro style. This is the Florida Gators or whatever. So, kind coming up here in the fall. It's going to be, kids are going away to college for the first time. Dad's got to get himself a sweet polo shirt to support his kid who's going to college, to college. And it's new with tags. So I can definitely sell that for $30. So.
Oh, that's sweet.
What?
Hip flipping
mama. She just did a super chat. Super chat. She's super chatting.
All right, people are probably going to pay you to stop singing now.
So does that mean I just have to keep singing and then they'll start paying me?
Oh, maybe.
Super chat. Lorna likes my singing, and other people. Okay, there are 98 people watching right now. Please tell me that you don't hate my singing, okay? Because now I feel very sad and you're very rude.
And there is not a bone about you that's ever self-conscious. So
I'm very self-conscious, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me show one more. Let me show one more. I'll show you my favorite. By the way, Hip Flippin' Mama. I will say, Hip Flippin' Mama, I did not know who you were before. You know what? I will say your face does look familiar to me, so I may have seen you around the interwebs. But
I don't know. I follow her on Instagram.
Yeah, see, that's the problem. That
everybody knew who she was
right.
at eBay Open.
Because she's on Instagram. So I am terrible. I'm horrible at the Instagram. And so, it's like, I think I was following the same 80 people that I followed when I started my thing, because I'm so sporadic. I'm really, really trying, especially with Open just happening. I'm really trying to be active daily on Instagram and be more into it and whatever. And Hip Flippin' Mama, here's the cool thing. As far as I know, you don't do YouTube or anything like that. You're just super active on Instagram. And I'm telling you guys, there were all these people there, all these different personalities, people that have YouTube channels, people that are super active out there, and they were getting recognized. She was getting recognized right along with them. She had people yelling "mama" to her from across the convention center.
Everybody knew who she was. She's super friendly, was taking pictures with everybody. Yeah, you're adorable. Yeah. I loved getting to know you too.
For sure. So again, I'm sorry, I'm lame, and I wasn't on the up and up knowing what's the deal.
Oh, see, she does do YouTube, she says.
Oh, okay.
We got to find you.
Okay,
sorry.
Well, we will find you. We'll find you on the YouTube. What is your name on the YouTube? Is it Hip Flippin' Mama?
I think so.
Okay, so just let us know. Tell us over in the chat what your name is on you. Well, I'm assuming it is. See, this is how terrible I am. Obviously, you're on the YouTube as Hip Flippin' Mama. I can just click on your name and go find your channel. So that's how smart I am. Anyway, so this is my favorite t-shirt I found for the day. It says The Black Dog, and it's got kind of a cool old school artsy graphic on the front of it. And this is actually The Black Dog, Martha's Vineyard, 1992. I love this shirt.
It's actually a great bar.
Yeah, I think it's a really cool shirt.
The back is their logo.
Gotcha. And it is the single stitch. I don't know if you can see that. And I was just really happy to find this one. It's got let me show you real quick. This is the Hanes tag, and this one you'll actually see this mid to late 80s as well as early 90s if you're ever needing to date it. But again, because it actually says 1992 on it, it helps you to identify that tag. So why don't you go ahead?
I've only got a few things left. So one of the things that was making my cart look like it was so over full was that I actually did pretty well in the linens department. One of the things I picked up, and for nostalgia reasons, as well as the fact that I know that it will sell, is because I had these sheets on my bed when I was a little girl. And if my mother happens to be watching this episode, she will verify that. Sometimes she watches, sometimes she doesn't. She has no idea how to interact on the YouTubes. So I will get a message. Yeah, I'll get a message like, I saw. Anyway, so these are Raggedy Ann and Andy sheets. It's just the flat sheet, which if you're not going to get a full set, the flat sheet's the best one to get because people can make it into, use it as a fabric thing, as a cutter or whatever. Yeah. So, I had these exact sheets on my bed when I was a little girl. They're crisp, nice, clean condition. I paid $2, and I'm probably going to sell them for about $40. So I'm 43. So these were on my bed when I was maybe 3, 4, 5, around there. Every once in a while I find things like that, and I don't care what it was going to cost. I was buying it for nostalgia reasons, just because they reminded me of when I was a little.
Linda Hubble said the jury's still out on the singing verdict, so I would say #rude.
Did you happen to see Dana's comment that Vic is actually the singer?
Which I'm kind of like, you haven't even heard me sing for real, Dana. So
yes, she has.
Have you gone out and I guess
we did karaoke for my birthday.
So when you say Vic is the singer, what are you saying about my performance?
She's saying that I'm the better singer, is what she's saying.
Well, you know what Diane says? Diane says, and this is funny because we were just listening to the radio on the way home today, and this song was on the radio and singing along to it. Diane says, I love her singing more today than yesterday, but not as much as tomorrow.
We were singing that song as we were coming into the driveway coming home today, actually.
Not as much as tomorrow.
No.
I love you.
Stop touching
Love
me.
you. Anyway, oh, Linda says she's just kidding. Okay, that's better. That's better. Oh yeah, Dana says I'm a better rapper.
Yeah,
funky. It's all about the funky Cole Medina guys. If you ever are in town, you want to go do some karaoke, we will go do some karaoke, and I will bust out my funky Cole Medina.
I'm a white girl.
Awesome.
I'm a
Tone
total
loc.
white girl when I rap. So yeah, she's definitely the better
Tone
rapper.
loc, guys. It's all about the tone loc.
Although I did try the Paul Revere. I did do a little Beastie Boys.
She did
poorly, but
little known fact, guys. Do you
tried.
know who wrote Funky Cole Medina? Because it wasn't Tone Loc. It was Young MC. There you go. Take that to the bank. Cash it. Cash it. All right. Are you done?
No, I've got 2 more things.
Okay. Go ahead.
So I will do my last 2, and then you can do what you'd like. We actually got through the haul part pretty quickly, so that was cool. So I picked up a vintage Finding Nemo comforter. So it was the Disney. It's the early Nemo. It's not the second Nemo or Nemo, whatever one that just came out a couple of years ago. And I paid $3.50. And these are selling for about 50 or 60.
Nice.
And it's light. It's not, even though it's a comforter, it's bulky, but it's not super heavy. So that was a cool one. But this was my favorite find.
I swear,
I am all
this
about
brand
this stuff finds me.
you.
It does. It does. It finds me. And this is in awesome condition. So this is Goosebumps. This is a Goosebumps comforter from the 90s. And again, this one is an awesome. It's an awesome condition.
I love it. I like the back too.
Yeah, the back is kind of reversible.
It's got spiders on it. I don't know why spiders are hissing, but
yeah, I thought this one was really cool. So this one I paid $4 for, and I'm going to list this one for like $100 or best offer. There's a couple of them. Some sell, some don't. I think it'll sell based on the fact that it's super crispy and really bright and
we like them crispy,
not faded or worn. So
yeah, I love it. I love it.
So there you have it.
Okay, I've got. Let me see what I got for. I'll just go real quickly. I got a little pile of T-shirts here that are left. This is a boys as opposed to an adults, but made in the U.S. Jenko jeans. Look at that sweet
Jenko.
Look at that. Look at that sweet rattlesnake on the back.
The face.
That sweet rattlesnake on the back. And actually, with something like this is an extra large boys. It actually is probably pretty similar to a small. And so what I'll do when I list it is I will list it as an extra large boys, but I'll add to the title. I'll say men's small. And sometimes that will help because I think this is a pretty sweet T-shirt.
And Alexis is taunting me, almost as good as her Varvatos. Oh, listen. Had we not been in public with so many witnesses, I would have taken you out, girl.
I think I showed this in the little sourcing video, but I was pretty stoked that I did find a cat T-shirt. This is like a ridiculous cat T-shirt. I love that it's a nice big size because I see, it seems like I always find ones that are my size, medium, that I wear, but I like to find the bigger ones. So I have a little more variety for giveaways. So that one's cool. This one I actually really love. This is the tag is missing, but this is where it comes in handy to know things like single stitch because this one, so it just says, here comes trouble. It's just like a
clearly vintage,
silly T-shirt, but the reason it's clearly vintage is because all you got to do is look at the bottom and you can see there's that single stitch. So
and the wider collar.
And the wider collar.
The wider,
yeah, the wider collar. So I know at the very least it says 90s. I'll probably say it's 80s or 90s, but the tag is missing. But with that single stitch, you know it's definitely vintage. And it's just a silly joke T-shirt, but I like it. I think it's cool. What else? I got a couple of more T-shirts here.
Cheryl, stop it. Fat girls love cat T-shirts too. Stop. It's fluffy. We're fluffy.
This is Schuber's Athletic Club's racquetball. Again, this one is single stitch, made in the U.S. This one's definitely 90s based on the tag. This is this Fruit of the Loom tag, 90s. I can probably sell this one for $25. I paid $1.75 for it, so not a bad little investment there. And I think that's it. I think that's it for my T-shirts. Oh, and then I'll have this be like a giveaway at some point. I snuck this into Vicky's cart because it's a sweet kitty cat little accessory bag, maybe a little makeup bag. So at some point we'll probably do this as a giveaway. How much did I force you to pay for it? $1.50. She was forced to pay $1.50 for that.
As a matter of fact, I believe I paid for all of your stuff because
at that store, because it was 2 t-shirts, so like you paid like a few dollars. So
that makes up for the sometimes when she gives me pants that she buys.
It's
and
true.
I'm not with her.
It's true. It's very true. Anyway, guys, yeah, go ahead and follow Hip Flip and Mama. I know I'm going to be doing that after this because she's super
I've never
awesome.
seen her videos, but if she's half as awesome in video as she is in person, then you want to follow her on YouTube too.
I don't even need to see her videos. I'm going to assume that her videos are awesome. So I will make sure to wait, Cheryl actually found t-shirts? What? Where were you? Are you back at home or are you in Vegas?
I think she's home.
Oh, okay, Cheryl, I need you, if you haven't already posted it in the boss group, I want to see the cat t-shirts that you found because I know you've been going through a very long and difficult cat t-shirt drought. And I know that you've been frustrated. You've been disappointed. You felt like giving up on everything. And so for you to finally end that drought with 2 cat t-shirts, I'm impressed.
Fantastic.
I'm impressed. It is fantastic. I'm super excited. Oh, she's on her way to the airport, so she found it here. Very, very cool. Well, hey, guys, it's been a fun show. Thank you so much for coming and watching.
Thanks to all the new people. I think we've had some new people in the chat and some new followers after meeting some people at Open this week. So, and I'm sure we'll have some new people watching that didn't catch it live. I know I'm exhausted. I'm sure anybody else that was at Open is pretty darn tired too. I think it's going to take me about a month to recover. So between camp and then Open, I'm beat.
Yep.
I need a couple days to recover.
As I always say, if you are not in the Boss Facebook group, please, the link is down below in the description. Go ahead and join the group. It's an awesome group. We're really fun. Your people, super positive. We're all about celebrating each other's accomplishments, helping each other through our difficulties. We're fun. We do daily listing challenges. So go ahead and join that. If you do not subscribe to my channel, please hit subscribe and make sure you hit the little notification bell next to the subscribe button so you do know when new content comes out. If you're here watching with us and you've enjoyed the show, if you go ahead and give it a thumbs up, I'd really appreciate that. If you didn't enjoy the show, it's okay. You can give your thumbs down. I'll be a little bit sad, but I understand, okay? I enjoy the feedback. Anyway, I'm going to take this one. We're going to go get some tacos. She's probably going to be...
Teresa's going to be real upset with us because we had to take her back to the hotel.
It's true. Now, normally I would end the video by saying boss up, but this time I'm going to go ahead and say taco up, guys. Taco up.
Bye, everybody.